All right, welcome everyone to English for You. Who am I?
You forgot?
Who am I?
You're Mike.
I'm Mike.
Yeah, and
Yep.
Who am I?
Chiquilin.
Chickling.
Yes, that's right. We are reading Flipped.
A flip. This is a book.
Well, actually, we're not reading Flip because we finished Flip yesterday, but we're reading about Flip. This is, of course, the book with Julie and Bryce, two kids growing up. All sorts of interesting things happen, and in the end, they might be kind of, liking each other.
I hope.
Maybe like hugging and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, you know the story because we read it with you guys for the last 2 days. But this is a very popular book. I think it's actually going to be a movie.
Oh, really?
That's what I was told.
Oh, okay.
That's what Steven Spielberg told me last time we chatted on the phone. So we're going to find out more about the book and also the person who wrote the book. So this is going to be a little bit of background on our new favorite story, Flipped. Let's check it out.
Reading.
Flipped. Flipped by American author Wendelin Van Dronen is a teenage story told by both Bryce and Julie. It deals with themes of prejudice, love, and transformation. Bryce's family isn't happy with Julie's family living next door. The Loskys believe the Bakers are lazy and low class. However, the Loskys realize their prejudice when they learn about the struggles the Bakers face with paying for Uncle David's care. Then, they become more accepting and neighborly. The story's love theme is full of twists. When Julie likes Bryce, he doesn't like her. And by the time Bryce likes Julie, she's changed her mind about him. They both learn the importance of getting to know a person well, not just making judgments based on appearances. Bryce goes through a sincere transformation when he becomes brave enough to start doing the right thing. He regrets his actions and makes up for being a coward by planting the sycamore tree. Flipped teaches readers to observe what's under the surface and work to improve ourselves, even if it's tough to do so.
All right, so yes, let's check out our story. And it begins by telling us some real basic stuff about the story that we just read. Flipped by American author Wendelin Van Dronen is a teenage story told by both Bryce and Julie. Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay.
Because when we told it, we just kind of told the story. But I guess if you read the book, one chapter is Julie talking, another chapter would be Bryce talking. So that's kind of interesting because we get both of their opinions on something that happened where they were both there, but we would see that people think about things and experience things differently. But the one thing that these kids have in common is that for most of the book, they are teenage, all right? And this is the adjective. If we used it as a noun, we would say they are teenagers, E-R-S, at the end there. And basically, if you're a teenage person, or it's a teenage something, it's for people between the ages of 13 and 19. So basically that's why we say teenage. It's those ages, those years in your life when you are in the teen numbers. Most people would think of teenage as being junior high school, senior high school. That's kind of your teenage years. For example, Jose spent his teenage years at a high school in Uruguay.
Wow.
Interesting.
所以呢 teenage 就是青少年的 so teenage boys, teenage girls 就是青少年的男孩女孩。老师刚才Mike mentioned 他有说到是 teenager 就是青少年。所以比如说 recent studies suggest that teenage drinking may predispose a person to anxiety and alcohol abuse in later years.
Really?
Or in later life.
Wait, but how did teenagers buy alcohol?
I mean, you can have a fake ID. You can have somebody buy it for you.
Wow, you're cool.
Okay. 所以最近的研究表示呢，青少年饮酒可能会使人在往后的生活容易焦虑跟酗酒。So don't drink until you're 21.
Absolutely not. And even after that, it's just not that great an idea.
那我们来看看今天的另外一个文法。 好，我们来看一下关系子句简化成分词片语的用法。我们先不用看太多中文，我先跟你们讲一个句子。The girl who is wearing the red jacket is my elementary school classmate. 这边呢，我们可以直接把 who is 省略掉，变成 The girl wearing the red jacket is my elementary school classmate. 代表那个穿着红色夹克的女孩是我的国小同班同学。那关系子句中呢，如果是一般动词，我们就省略掉它，省略掉关系代名词，我们直接把这个动词改成 ing 就好。比如说 The man who lives next door to me is a doctor. 那你也可以说 The man living next door to me is a doctor. 那住在我隔壁的那个男生是位医生，这样子句子看起来会更简短、更漂亮。那或者是今天如果是助动词的话，我们就省略掉关系代名词跟助动词，我们直接改成分词片语就 OK。所以比如说 The teacher told the student who will play the lead character. 我们把这边的 who will 直接变成 playing 就可以了。所以比如说 The teacher told the student playing the lead character in the play to practice her lines. 就是老师呢叫剧中饰演主角学生练习一下台词。
All right, so the book is a very interesting book, as the article tells us, and as we kind of know now, it deals with themes of prejudice, love, and transformation, and friendship, and courage, and, all sorts of other things. This is what the book and the story in the book deals with.
Yeah, 所以 deal with 这边就是论述关于，那其实可以当处理或解决的意思。比如说 his manager is a difficult person to deal with. 代表 maybe he's very hard to get along with.
Right, yeah.
或者是 theme 就是主题，所以这个书里面有讲到几个主题，有 prejudice 就是偏见 ，maybe where the Loskys are looking down upon
right, because their house isn't so nice.
对，这个就是偏见。那 transformation 呢，转变 ，it's like you have that you see that twist where Bryce doesn't hate Julie anymore.
Right.
That's transformation over there. 那它的动词就是 transform 嘛，所以这个故事呢涉及偏见、爱跟转变的主题。
Yeah, there's changing over time as people grow and learn things and have experiences. Transformation is part of life, isn't it? Back to the article. Bryce's family isn't happy with Julie's family living next door. As we said, Bryce's family is richer, they seem richer, they have a nicer house. Julie's family isn't so rich, their house isn't so nice. And we learned there that Bryce's family, the Loskys, they look down on Julie's family. They don't respect them because, they're poor or something like that. And of course, that is not a nice thing to do or not a nice way to think.
Yeah, 所以 Bryce 的家人对 Julie 的家人其实住在隔壁是不是不喜欢这件事情的？
Yeah, the Loskys believe the Bakers are lazy and low class. They don't have as nice a car as us. And look at their house. It's not so clean. It needs to be, painted or cleaned up. They're obviously very lazy people. They don't really know the Bakers. The Loskys are just judging them from what they can see. They don't really know the true story.
Yeah. And you don't really use low class to talk about people.
No.
That's really, you don't say that.
No.
所以 Loskys 他们觉得 Baker 一家人非常的懒惰又低级，就因为他们家看起来很脏。
However, the Loskys realize their prejudice when they learn about the struggles the Bakers face with paying for Uncle David's care. Remember Julie's Uncle David? He is mentally ill. He has to live in a special kind of like a hospital. They have to pay for that. That's one of the main reasons they don't have all the money that the Loskys have. The Loskys learn this later, and this sort of begins their transformation from being kind of mean people to being nicer, more understanding, friendly people.
Yeah, 所以当他们了解 but even if they didn't know, they shouldn't have done
You're right,
that.
they shouldn't,
Right?
but people do.
You never know.
Yeah,
所以呢
it's true.
对啊，当他们了解到 Baker 一家其实是在因为大卫叔叔要支付他的费用，然后面临到这些困难，他们才开始意识到我这样做是不对，这是偏见。
All right, so we're again still talking about the Loskys here. Then, so after this transformation, after they learn more about Julie's family and see what a nice kid Julie is and stuff like that, then they, the Loskys, become more accepting and neighborly. In other words, they become nicer and friendlier to the Bakers.
Yeah, 所以 neighborly 就是友善的或很友好，所以 Lasky 就变得比较友善，更接受他们，因为他们知道 what's really going on.
Now that's one part of the story, kind of the bigger story about the Loskys as a family, the Bakers as a family. Then there's also the more romantic story, the relationship story between Julie Baker and Bryce Losky. This is what we talk about next. The story's love theme is full of twists. Now, when we think of something twisting, well, you could twist something by doing that. You might twist a towel to dry it out, to squeeze the water. If I twist your arm, ow, that's going to hurt because your skin shouldn't go two ways like that. But when we talk about a twist in a story or in a video game or in a movie plot, we're talking basically about a surprise, often probably near the end of the movie. All right, so when you, oh no, they were the same person the whole time, or they were twins or something like that. That's a twist. It's a big shock. When people say no spoilers, or when they say there's a spoiler alert for the movie, they mean I'm going to tell you the twist. I'm going to tell you the big surprise that will shock everyone by the end of the film or the book. And then it says when the twist happened at the end of the story or at the end of the movie, I nearly fell out of my chair. I was so shocked.
Twist 在我们文章中是意外的转变的意思，所以命运的变化转折，我们也可以说 the twists and turns of fate， 或者是 simply just twist of fate. If something happens by a twist of fate, it happens by chance and it is strange, interesting, or unfortunate in some way. 所以就是可能会有一种很转变啊，生命的转变、转化，让你觉得很可怕那种感觉，我可以用 twist 这一个字。所以比如说 by a strange twist of fate, Salvador and I were on the same plane. 所以 twist 这一个字呢，除了当名词以外，也可以当动词，有缠绕或者是转动的意思。所以呢，文章中就说这个故事在爱的部分有很令人意外的转变。
Yeah, there were a lot of twists in this love story. Sudden changes, surprises, things happening. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? It kind of covers their sort of long love story that didn't go in a very straight line. When Julie likes Bryce, he doesn't like her. And by the time Bryce likes Julie, she's changed her mind about him. So lots of twists and turns, we would also say maybe twists and turns. It's not in a straight line. They meet, they fall in love, yay, happily ever after. No, it wasn't like that at all. Basically, we're saying it was complicated.
Yeah, but usually twists make a story better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you need twist.
I mean, meeting, falling in love, and living happily ever. That's nice.
Yeah.
But it's kind of boring.
Yeah, boring.
In a movie.
Yeah. 所以呢 ，Julie 她喜欢 Bryce 的时候 ，Bryce 不喜欢她。但当 Bryce 真的喜欢上 Julie 的时候 ，Julie 已经觉得，I'm not really sure about you.
Right, exactly. But things kind of work out in the end, and this is also part of the transformation that we were reading about in the story. It says they both learned the importance of getting to know a person well, not just making judgments based on appearances. Absolutely. You can judge a book by its cover, but you don't know anything without actually opening it up and reading. People are the same. You could look at someone, oh, they're so cute. I love their hair. I love their blue eyes. But you really got to know the person well, and that only happens over time.
Yeah, 所以呢 be based on something 指的就是根据，所以文章中这边 judgments that are based on appearances，
Yes.
它指的就是说呢，这一些我们因为别人的外表觉得他就是怎么样的人，这是不对的。
Right. Now, if you're out there to buy a new sweater or something, judge based on appearance. Sure, if you look at the sweater and you're like, I like it, I like the color, I like the style, I want to buy it, that's fine. That's not super complicated. But if we're talking about a person, or even something like a house or a car, don't judge it just by how it looks on its appearance. You got to know the person. You got to walk around the house. You got to try the car out on a test drive. You know, it's much more complicated, basically, we're saying, than just how it looks. Don't only look at how it looks, look at all the other stuff. And sometimes, yeah, that does take time. But appearance is how something looks, all right? How you look, the clothes you wear, the way you walk, the way your hair is, or something like that. These are all your appearances. For example, when going for a job interview, you should usually try to have a professional appearance. And by that, someone would mean wear a suit if you're a man, wear a nice dark-colored outfit if you're a lady. Don't show up at the bank for your job interview in a bikini like you're going to the beach, because that's not a professional appearance, not the appearance or the look and style of a business professional.
Do so if your interview is about being a model.
If you're going to be working at a surf shop on the beach, don't go in a suit. That would be a weird appearance too.
Yeah, the appearance 就是外貌外观。这个时候我们会说 to make an appearance， 代表I'm gonna be there, but just for a little while， 就是去那边一下子有露面一下那种感觉。
You're a celebrity.
所以比如说 he's not really a big fan of parties, but it's his best friend's birthday party, so he thinks it would be better if he makes an appearance.
Hi everyone, I'm here.
And I'm just gonna go on.
But I gotta go. I made an appearance because I'm so cool.
所以呢，他们都知道了解一个人的个性是很重要的，不仅仅是根据外表做出判断。So you see, look at Mike. Oh, Mike is so handsome.
No.
But maybe you have something bad going in here.
Oh, all sorts of bad things going on in there. Wait, where did you point? My head?
Oh, sorry, I was just joking.
Okay.
No, Mike is a really good person.
Thank you, and you are too.
Thank you.
That's a very nice thing to say.
Handsome, beautiful, inside and out.
Oh my gosh, stop. I'm so embarrassed. Back to the article. Bryce goes through a sincere transformation. I think it kind of is.
Yeah.
When he becomes brave enough to start doing the right thing. Yeah, that's right. Bryce changes through the book. And one of the things that was probably most disappointing, remember when he joined his friends in laughing about Julie's uncle? Well, he felt bad about that, and that made him change. And it wasn't just like, yeah, I've changed. I won't laugh at you again. I really will. No, this was a real change. This was sincere.
Yeah.
If something is sincere, it's honest. It's from the heart. You're not just doing it to make the person happy or so they'll stop bothering you or something like that. No, you really mean it. You're going to do it. Even if they don't care, you do care. So you're really honestly going to do it. For example, Melanie didn't feel that her boyfriend's apology was sincere, so she broke up with him.
Oh.
She caught him kissing another girl. Oh. And he's like, oh yeah, sorry. I was thinking about you when I kissed her. Everything okay? And she's like, no, that's not sincere. You're a liar. Get out of here.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's just not sincere, right?
Yeah. 所以呢，真心的就是 sincere 这个单词，所以你可以有 sincere wishes, you can have sincere blessings,
I really mean it.
或者是 sincere apology,
From my heart.
对，诚挚的祝福、道歉等等等都行。所以它的诚挚地就是 sincerely。那我们通常写信的结尾，我们也会说 sincerely yours，代表在 at the end of a
Right.
letter，
Oh yeah.
对不对？所以比如说 ，Please accept my sincere wishes for the new year.
Thank you.
I hope you will continue to enjoy good health.
Oh, that's very nice. And my sincerest best wishes to you and your family, and all good things will come to
Thank
you.
you. 所以呢，当 Bryce 变得足够勇敢，开始做正确的事情的时候，他就经历了这一次很真诚的转变。
That's right. So, by the end of the story, as we read, he regrets his actions and makes up for being a coward by planting the sycamore tree. All right, so yes, we have this word regret. I'm sure there's a lot of things that Bryce regrets, but that's okay. Sometimes we do regret things. When you regret something, basically, you're unhappy, you're sad, you're angry with yourself, possibly, over something that happened in the past. For example, Anderson regrets the day he started using an e-cigarette. Oh yeah, the day you start smoking or something. Years later, you might go, oh, I shouldn't have done that. That was a really bad decision. I regret it.
所以 regret 就是懊悔啊，感到什么后悔，所以你也可以说 send someone one's regrets，代表你表示歉意哦 I can't go, I'm sorry. Thank you for the invitation, but I'm afraid I'll have to send my regrets. 或者是 regret doing something， 就是懊悔没有做什么或懊悔做了什么。She realized how rude her remark was and immediately regretted having hurt him with it. 所以 you have to make up for it then. 你要弥补你的过错。所以呢，他后悔自己的行为啊，这个 Bryce， 然后并且呢，开始种植了这个树，为了这个 Julie 来弥补自己的错误。I think that's a very good deed.
It is a very good deed, right? And it's also a really good lesson to have in a book like this, especially a book that young people will be reading, because they can hopefully learn from some of Julie and Bryce's actions and mistakes. As the article says, Flipped teaches readers to observe what's under the surface and work to improve ourselves, even if it's tough to do so. That's right. No one will live a life without regrets and making mistakes and maybe even being unkind or uncaring. But you gotta learn to fix those things, and it's also important to observe what's underneath and not just the appearances, not just how things look. When we observe something, basically we look at it very carefully, or we also come to realize or know something especially well through consideration of different facts, all right? So you're learning things and you're coming up with new ideas and new decisions and new ways of doing things when you observe things. For example, after observing the man in the black jacket for a few minutes, Officer Starsky realized that he was about to commit a crime. So he watched, he noticed things, and he made connections to learn or uncover new information.
所以 observe 就是观察或注意，那它的名词就是 observation。那我们可以说什么东西是 under observation？ 比如说 the doctor decided to keep her under observation for another week.
That's right. They're not just going to stand there and watch her. They're going to do some tests. They're going to learn new things, but by being there when she is there as well. And then we also had that expression, even if.
Yeah, even if 怎么样？就是尽管或即使，比如说，哈哈 even if you take a cab, you'll still be late for your meeting because you're already late.
I'm going to be really late, aren't I?
Yeah. 所以
no.
flipped 这一个文章，这个故事，它教导呢读者可以去观察表面之下的事物，然后并且努力提高自己。虽然这样蛮难的。Do you think it's difficult to do that?
It can be, but it's something we have to kind of learn to do. And you won't always be successful the first time, but you got to keep trying and not give up. So I guess what got flipped in our story was people's feelings and their ideas and attitudes and stuff like that. Very good stuff. All right, let's check out our chat question, and then we'll be done for the day, but we're not done. Chat question, so come back.
For you chat.
All right, so our chat question is a very interesting one. I don't know if there's a really right answer for this because we're all different, but what is a proper way to show someone you love them, and what should you do if they don't like you back? So we're kind of talking about if you have a crush on someone.
Well, I think the best way is to say it. I tell my family that I love them every day.
Do you?
I think, I tell my parents every day, I love you. You have to tell them so they know. If you don't show it, they never know.
Okay.
And probably if they don't like me back. That hasn't happened to me yet because usually I love them. They love me too. So.
Okay, well, that's good. And do your parents say it back to you?
Yeah, of course.
And they're very comfortable with it?
Or I
good.
miss you. Well, you have to say it.
Good. Yeah, I think that's definitely something you can do. And of course, you can do it through small and big actions. You don't have to buy everyone you love a tree or, 25 roses or something like that. You can do simple little things. They've had a hard day. You make them their favorite food. Or, my wife loves it if I give her a foot massage or something like that. It's a small thing, but, it's something that you do. So basically show you care. You're thinking about that person. You're thoughtful and you're trying to help them and stuff like that. What should you do if they don't like you back? Go on with life.
Yeah.
Buy some ice cream. Eat a bunch of ice cream. Watch a bunch of sad movies. Cry for a few days.
Will you stop loving
and
them?
then pick yourself up and go on.
Just stop loving them.
Well, I think you kind of have to because you can't make someone love you. You'll just make them unhappy and make yourself unhappy. So it does happen though.
Just let it go.
Yeah, that's why they have rom-coms and ice cream. Just eat the ice cream, watch the movie, cry.
Yeah.
Get on with your life. But we wish you guys all the best. We wish you all the love in the world. And we also welcome you to come back to join us very soon for more great articles. Until then,
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Vocabulary Review. Teenage. This show is a drama about teenage life in Taiwan. The main character is 15 years old. Twist. The twist is that the real bad guy in the story has always been the neighbor. Appearance. Ethan doesn't care much about his appearance, and he always wears the same old clothes. Sincere. Please give my sincere thanks to Paul when you see him. He helped me with a difficult problem. Regret. Tom regrets that he didn't bring his jacket today because it's really cold outside. Observe. Mary observed that her son has been acting a lot more grown up over the past year.
智慧小补帖
Theme: Prejudice, Transformation, Neighborly.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net